Welcome to the Syntaxiss Symposium series Ashtanga's 8 limbs. In the ancient practice of yoga, purity takes center stage as an essential element of spiritual growth and overall well-being. This concept, known as Saucha, is far more than just physical cleanliness. It encompasses the purification of the mind, body, and spirit. Saucha recognizes the interconnectedness of these aspects, acknowledging that true purity stems from within and radiates outward. By embracing Saucha, individuals embark on a transformative journey toward greater clarity, balance, and harmony. Saucha invites us to examine the different layers of our being, encouraging us to cleanse ourselves of impurities that hinder our spiritual progress. It is a process of letting go of negativity, limiting beliefs, and unhealthy habits. This cleansing process extends beyond our physical bodies and into our surroundings, relationships, and interactions with the world. By cultivating purity in all areas of our lives, we create a sacred space for growth, transformation, and self-discovery. Through the practice of Saucha, we begin to see the world with greater clarity and appreciate the interconnectedness of all things. We develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. As we purify our thoughts, words, and actions, we align ourselves with our higher purpose and experience a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Saucha is a journey of self-discovery, a path toward living a more conscious, meaningful, and fulfilling life. The concept of Saucha is deeply rooted in ancient Indian philosophy and spirituality, dating back thousands of years. It is an integral part of various traditions, including Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. In these traditions, purity is considered essential for spiritual growth, self-realization, and liberation from suffering. Ancient texts, such as the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Upanishads, emphasize the importance of Saucha as a fundamental principle for living a virtuous and meaningful life. Despite its ancient origins, the concept of Saucha remains remarkably relevant in modern times. In a world often characterized by chaos, stress, and impurity, the principles of Saucha offer a timeless guide for navigating life's challenges and cultivating inner peace. Today, people from all walks of life are rediscovering the transformative power of Saucha, incorporating its principles into their daily routines, mindfulness practices, and overall approach to well-being. The relevance of Saucha in contemporary society is evident in the growing popularity of yoga, meditation, and mindfulness practices. These practices emphasize the importance of physical and mental purity, encouraging individuals to cultivate a sense of inner peace and harmony. Moreover, there is a growing awareness of the interconnectedness between our environment, our health, and our overall well-being. This awareness is leading to a renewed focus on sustainable living, conscious consumption, and ethical practices, all of which align with the principles of Saucha. In a world grappling with environmental degradation, social unrest, and personal anxieties, the timeless wisdom of Saucha offers a beacon of hope and a path toward a more balanced and fulfilling life. By embracing the principles of purity, we can create a ripple effect that extends beyond ourselves, positively impacting our communities and the world around us. As we cultivate Saucha in our own lives, we contribute to a collective shift toward greater harmony, compassion, and well-being for all. The concept of Saucha, while deeply ingrained in yogic philosophy, finds its roots in the broader tapestry of ancient Indian thought. Purity, in its various forms, has been a recurring theme in the subcontinent's spiritual and philosophical landscape for millennia. From the cleansing rituals of Vedic times to the ethical codes outlined in scriptures, the pursuit of purity has been a cornerstone of Indian life. This emphasis on purity stems from a profound understanding of the interconnectedness between the physical, mental, and spiritual realms. Ancient seers recognized that true well-being arises from a state of internal and external harmony. This understanding gave rise to various practices and principles aimed at purifying these different aspects of our being. For instance, the concept of karma, a fundamental tenet of Indian philosophy, highlights the interconnectedness of actions and their consequences, emphasizing the importance of right action and pure intention. Similarly, the concept of dharma, often translated as duty or righteousness, underscores the significance of living in accordance with cosmic order and moral principles. These concepts, while distinct, are intricately linked to the broader idea of Saucha, as they all advocate for a life lived in alignment with truth, integrity, and purity of thought, word, and deed. The emphasis on purity in Indian thought is not merely a matter of adherence to rigid rules or rituals. Instead, it reflects a deep reverence for the sanctity of life and the interconnectedness of all things. The ancient seers understood that our actions, thoughts, and intentions have a ripple effect, impacting not only ourselves, but also the world around us. Thus, the pursuit of purity was not merely a personal endeavor, but a societal responsibility, a way of contributing to the collective well-being of all beings. This holistic perspective on purity is evident in the diverse range of practices that emerged in ancient India. From elaborate temple rituals to simple acts of daily hygiene, purity became interwoven into the fabric of everyday life. These practices served as constant reminders of the importance of aligning oneself with the divine order and living a life that reflected the inherent purity of the soul. In essence, the concept of Saucha, as understood in ancient India, offered a comprehensive framework for living a meaningful and virtuous life, one that recognized the profound interconnectedness between our inner and outer worlds. The centrality of Saucha in Indian thought is perhaps best exemplified by its inclusion in some of the most revered scriptures of the land. Texts like the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Upanishads, each in their unique way, highlight the importance of purity as a cornerstone of spiritual growth and self-realization. These scriptures provide not only philosophical justifications for the pursuit of Saucha, but also practical guidance on how to cultivate this virtue in our daily lives. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali enumerates Saucha as one of the 5 niyamas, or personal observances, essential for yogic practice and spiritual advancement. These niyamas, along with the 5 yamas, ethical restraints, form the foundation of yama and niyama, the first 2 limbs of Patanjali's 8-limbed path of yoga. By placing Saucha within this framework, Patanjali underscores its significance as a prerequisite for higher yogic practices and ultimately for achieving the state of yoga or union with the divine. The Bhagavad Gita, a cornerstone of Hindu philosophy, takes a more nuanced approach to the concept of Saucha. While acknowledging the importance of external purity, the Gita places greater emphasis on internal purification, the cleansing of the mind and heart from negative emotions, desires, and attachments. Lord Krishna, in his discourse to Arjuna, emphasizes that true purity lies not in outward rituals, but in the inner state of being. He stresses the importance of cultivating virtues like non-attachment, equanimity, and selflessness as pathways to inner purity. The Upanishads, a collection of ancient philosophical texts, delve into the metaphysical underpinnings of Saucha. They posit that the true self, the Atman, is inherently pure and eternal, while the impurities we perceive are merely illusions arising from our identification with the impermanent physical body and the fluctuating mind. The Upanishads suggest that through self-knowledge, meditation, and the practice of detachment, we can transcend these illusions and realize our true nature, which is pure consciousness or Brahman. Section 3. Evolution of Saucha. The concept of Saucha, while rooted in ancient wisdom, has not remained static over the millennia. As with all philosophical and spiritual ideas, it has evolved and adapted to the changing socio-cultural landscapes of different eras. This evolution is evident in the diverse interpretations and practices associated with Saucha across various schools of Indian thought and throughout history. Understanding this evolution is crucial to appreciating the multifaceted nature of Saucha and its continued relevance in the modern world. In its earliest forms, Saucha was primarily associated with ritual purity and cleanliness. Vedic texts emphasize the importance of physical purification through practices like bathing in sacred rivers, maintaining personal hygiene, and performing elaborate rituals involving fire, water, and offerings. This emphasis on external purity reflected a worldview deeply intertwined with the natural elements and a belief in the interconnectedness between the physical and spiritual realms. With the emergence of philosophical schools like Vedanta and yoga, the concept of Saucha began to encompass a broader spectrum of meanings. While external purity remained important, greater emphasis was placed on internal purification, the cleansing of the mind and heart from negative emotions, desires, and attachments. This shift in focus reflected a growing understanding of the impact of our inner world on our overall well-being. During the medieval period, Bhakti movements, characterized by their emphasis on devotion and love for a personal god, brought about further nuances in the understanding of Saucha. Purity in this context became closely associated with the purity of heart, the unwavering devotion to the divine, and the eradication of ego-driven desires. This interpretation resonated deeply with the masses and led to the development of devotional practices like singing hymns, chanting mantras, and selfless service as pathways to achieving purity. The evolution of Saucha continues even today, as its principles are being reinterpreted and adapted to the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. While traditional practices like yoga and meditation remain relevant, there is a growing awareness of the need to extend the principles of Saucha to encompass environmental sustainability, ethical consumption, and social justice. This expanded understanding of Saucha recognizes that true purity cannot be achieved in isolation, but requires a holistic approach that considers the well-being of all beings and the planet as a whole. Section 1. The body as temple. In the yogic tradition, the human body is revered as a sacred temple, a vessel for the divine spark that resides within. Just as we meticulously care for and adorn our places of worship, Saucha encourages us to treat our bodies with respect, reverence, and mindful attention. This involves not only maintaining external cleanliness, but also nourishing and purifying the body from within. The ancient yogis recognized that a pure and healthy body is essential for spiritual growth and well-being, as it provides a stable foundation for higher practices and experiences. This concept of the body as a temple is not merely metaphorical. It reflects a deep understanding of the interconnectedness between our physical, mental, and spiritual selves. When our bodies are free from impurities, our minds function with greater clarity and focus, and our spirits soar with renewed vitality. Conversely, when we neglect our physical well-being, our mental and spiritual states suffer as well. Just as a polluted river cannot sustain life, a body burdened by toxins and impurities hinders our overall well-being. Saucha, in its physical aspect, provides a framework for purifying and caring for this sacred vessel. It encourages us to make conscious choices about what we consume, how we move our bodies, and how we interact with our environment. Through practices like asana, pranayama, and kriyas, we cleanse and purify the body from within, removing toxins, improving circulation, and enhancing overall health. These practices, while beneficial on a physical level, also have profound effects on our mental and emotional states, fostering a sense of inner peace, balance, and harmony. Moreover, Saucha extends beyond the individual body to encompass our immediate surroundings. Just as we keep our temples clean and clutter-free, we are encouraged to create a pure and harmonious living space for ourselves. This includes not only maintaining physical cleanliness, but also surrounding ourselves with beauty, order, and positive energy. By creating a sacred space for ourselves, we support our overall well-being and foster an environment conducive to spiritual growth and self-discovery. Section 2. Asana, Purifying Postures. Among the many tools available in the yogic repertoire, asana, or physical postures, plays a vital role in cultivating Saucha on a physical level. These ancient postures, often practiced in a flowing sequence, are designed to purify and strengthen the body from the inside out. Through twists, bends, inversions, and extensions, asana practice massages internal organs, improves circulation, and stimulates the lymphatic system, aiding in the removal of toxins and waste products. This internal cleansing promotes overall health and vitality, creating a fertile ground for spiritual growth. Beyond their physiological benefits, asanas also cultivate mindfulness and body awareness. As we move through the different postures, paying close attention to our breath and alignment, we develop a deeper understanding of our physical bodies and their subtle energies. This heightened awareness allows us to identify and release areas of tension, blockage, or imbalance, further supporting the process of purification. Through the mindful practice of asana, we begin to inhabit our bodies more fully, appreciating their strength, flexibility, and resilience. Certain asanas are particularly renowned for their cleansing properties. Twists, for instance, are believed to wring out toxins from the internal organs, while forward bends compress and massage the digestive system, promoting healthy elimination. Inversions such as shoulder stand or headstand reverse the flow of gravity, flushing out toxins and improving circulation. Back bends, on the other hand, open the chest and lungs, increasing oxygen intake and promoting a sense of expansion and vitality. By incorporating these and other purifying asanas into our regular practice, we support the body's natural detoxification processes and create a sense of lightness, clarity, and well-being. Moreover, the regular practice of asana cultivates discipline, focus, and self-awareness, qualities that extend far beyond the mat and into all aspects of our lives. As we purify our bodies through asana, we also purify our minds and spirits, creating a more harmonious and balanced state of being. Section 3. Kriyas, internal cleansing. While asana plays a significant role in purifying the body, the yogic tradition also offers a more direct approach to internal cleansing through a series of practices known as kriyas. These ancient techniques, often involving specific breathing exercises and bodily manipulations, are designed to cleanse and purify different systems within the body, removing accumulated toxins, balancing energy flow, and promoting overall health and vitality. Kriyas are traditionally practiced under the guidance of an experienced teacher, as they require a certain level of understanding and awareness to be performed safely and effectively. One of the most well-known kriyas is neti, a nasal cleansing technique that involves flushing the nasal passages with a saline solution. This practice, believed to have been passed down from the ancient yogis who lived in the Himalayan region, helps to remove excess mucus, allergens, and pollutants from the nasal passages, promoting respiratory health and reducing congestion. Neti is particularly beneficial for individuals suffering from allergies, sinus infections, or other respiratory ailments. Another important kriya is dhauti, a series of techniques aimed at cleansing the digestive tract. One such technique involves swallowing a long, thin strip of cloth, which is then gently pulled back out, removing impurities and stimulating peristalsis. While this practice may seem daunting, it is considered to be highly effective in detoxifying the digestive system, improving digestion, and boosting overall health. In addition to neti and dhauti, there are several other kriyas, each with its own specific benefits and areas of focus. These include practices like kapalabhati, a forceful breathing exercise that cleanses the lungs and respiratory system, trataka, a gazing technique that improves eyesight and mental focus, and nauli, an abdominal massage that stimulates digestion and strengthens core muscles. While these practices may vary in their complexity and intensity, they all share the common goal of purifying the body from within, promoting health, vitality, and spiritual well-being. Section 1. Beyond external purity. While physical cleanliness and the purification of the body are essential aspects of Saucha, the concept extends far beyond the realm of the tangible. It delves into the subtle realms of the mind and emotions, recognizing that true purity emanates from within. Just as we cleanse our bodies of toxins and impurities, Saucha invites us to purify our thoughts, cultivate positive emotions, and release negativity that can cloud our minds and hinder our spiritual growth. This inner cleansing is considered even more important than external purity, as it directly impacts our perception, our interactions with the world, and ultimately, our overall well-being. The ancient yogis understood that the mind, like a mirror, can become clouded with the dust of negative experiences, limiting beliefs, and unhealthy attachments. These impurities distort our perception of reality, leading to suffering, dissatisfaction, and a sense of separation from our true nature. Saucha, in its psychological and emotional dimensions, provides a framework for wiping clean this mirror of the mind, allowing us to see ourselves and the world with greater clarity, compassion, and understanding. This inner purification begins with cultivating self-awareness, paying attention to the quality of our thoughts and emotions without judgment or attachment. By simply observing our mental and emotional patterns, we begin to recognize the tendencies that no longer serve us, the negative thought loops that keep us stuck in cycles of suffering. This awareness is the first step towards breaking free from these patterns and creating space for more positive, life-affirming thoughts and emotions to emerge. Moreover, Saucha encourages us to be mindful of the information we allow into our minds. Just as we carefully choose the food we nourish our bodies with, we are encouraged to be selective about the books we read, the conversations we engage in, and the media we consume. By surrounding ourselves with positivity, inspiration, and wisdom, we create a fertile ground for our minds to flourish and our spirits to soar. In essence, Saucha reminds us that true purity is not about suppressing or denying our thoughts and emotions, but about cultivating a healthy and balanced inner landscape conducive to growth, peace, and well-being. Section 2. The Mind-Body Connection. Central to the yogic understanding of Saucha is the recognition of the profound interconnectedness between the mind and body. These two aspects of our being are not seen as separate entities, but as two sides of the same coin, constantly influencing and impacting one another. Just as physical impurities can cloud our minds and hinder our emotional well-being, negative thoughts and emotions can manifest as physical ailments and imbalances. This understanding highlights the importance of approaching purity from a holistic perspective, addressing both the physical and mental emotional realms to achieve true well-being. The practice of asana, while primarily focused on the physical body, provides a powerful illustration of this mind-body connection. As we move through the different postures, paying attention to our breath, alignment, and the subtle sensations within, we begin to cultivate a deeper awareness of our internal landscape. We notice how certain postures evoke specific emotions or thought patterns, how tension in the body often reflects underlying stress or anxiety. This heightened awareness is the first step towards releasing these blockages and restoring balance within the system. Moreover, the discipline and focus cultivated through regular asana practice extend far beyond the mat, positively impacting our mental and emotional states. As we learn to control our breath, quiet the mind, and find stillness within the posture, we develop greater resilience in the face of life's challenges. We cultivate patience, perseverance, and the ability to observe our thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. These qualities, essential for navigating the ups and downs of life, are a testament to the transformative power of Saucha, as it bridges the gap between our physical and mental emotional selves. Furthermore, the yogic tradition offers a range of breathing techniques, or pranayama, specifically designed to purify and balance the flow of prana, or vital life force energy, within the body. These practices, often involving specific ratios of inhalation, retention, and exhalation, have profound effects on our mental and emotional states. For instance, alternate nostril breathing, or nadi shodhana, is known for its calming and balancing effects, while kapalabhati, a forceful exhalation technique, is invigorating and energizing. By regulating our breath, we directly impact our nervous system, reducing stress, improving focus, and promoting a sense of inner peace and stability. Section 3. Cultivating emotional purity. Emotional purity, in the context of Saucha, is not about suppressing or denying our emotions, but about cultivating a healthy relationship with our inner world. It involves recognizing and accepting our emotions without judgment, allowing ourselves to feel them fully, and then letting them go without becoming attached to them. Just as we cleanse our physical bodies of toxins, emotional purity involves releasing negative emotions like anger, resentment, fear, and jealousy that can poison our minds and hinder our spiritual growth. One of the most effective ways to cultivate emotional purity is through the practice of mindfulness. By bringing our full attention to the present moment, observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we create space between ourselves and our reactions. This space allows us to choose how we respond to challenging situations, rather than reacting automatically from a place of negativity or fear. Through mindfulness, we develop greater self-awareness, recognizing the triggers that evoke certain emotions and learning to respond to them in healthier, more constructive ways. Moreover, Saucha encourages us to cultivate positive emotions like love, compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. These emotions, considered to be purifying in nature, have the power to heal old wounds, dissolve negativity, and open our hearts to greater joy, peace, and connection. By focusing on these positive qualities, we shift our internal landscape, creating a more harmonious and balanced state of being. Just as a garden flourishes when it is nurtured with sunlight and water, our emotional well-being thrives when we cultivate positive emotions and let go of negativity. This process of emotional purification is not always easy. It requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to confront and heal old wounds. However, the rewards are well worth the effort. As we cultivate emotional purity, we experience greater inner peace, joy, and fulfillment. Our relationships become more harmonious, our interactions with the world more meaningful, and our lives more aligned with our true purpose. In essence, emotional purity, as an integral aspect of Saucha, empowers us to live more authentically, compassionately, and joyfully, experiencing the world with greater clarity, openness, and love. Section 1. Saucha in Daily Life. The beauty of Saucha lies in its ability to seamlessly weave itself into the fabric of our daily lives. It's not about grand gestures or esoteric rituals, but about making conscious choices that align with the principles of purity in thought, word, and deed. By integrating these principles into our everyday routines, we create a ripple effect that extends beyond ourselves, positively impacting our surroundings and the people we interact with. This integration can take many forms, from simple acts of personal hygiene and cleanliness to more mindful approaches to consumption and waste management. One of the most fundamental aspects of Saucha in daily life is maintaining personal hygiene. This includes practices as simple as brushing our teeth, bathing regularly, and keeping our living spaces clean and clutter-free. While these actions may seem mundane, they are essential for cultivating a sense of self-respect and creating a harmonious environment for ourselves and those around us. Moreover, these practices can be imbued with a deeper sense of mindfulness, transforming them from routine chores into acts of self-care and reverence for our bodies and surroundings. Beyond personal hygiene, Saucha also encourages us to be mindful of our consumption habits. In a world often driven by consumerism and excess, we are invited to pause and reflect on our purchases, considering their impact not only on ourselves, but also on the environment and the people involved in their production. This mindfulness can manifest in various ways, from choosing eco-friendly products to supporting local businesses and fair trade practices. By aligning our consumption habits with our values, we reduce our ecological footprint and contribute to a more just and sustainable world. Furthermore, Saucha extends to the way we interact with our surroundings and dispose of waste. By being mindful of our trash, recycling whenever possible, and composting organic materials, we participate in a circular economy that minimizes our impact on the planet. Even small actions, like carrying a reusable water bottle or opting for reusable bags instead of plastic ones, can make a significant difference when embraced collectively. In essence, Saucha in daily life is about making conscious choices that reflect our commitment to purity, sustainability, and the well-being of all beings. Section 2. The Diet of Purity. In the yogic tradition, food is considered not merely as sustenance, but as a source of prana, the vital life force energy that animates our bodies and minds. Just as we nourish our physical bodies with food, we also nourish our minds and spirits with the thoughts we entertain, the words we speak, and the experiences we engage in. A diet of purity, therefore, extends beyond the realm of physical nourishment to encompass all that we consume, physically, mentally, and emotionally. On a physical level, a sattvic diet, as outlined in yogic texts, emphasizes fresh, whole, unprocessed foods that are easy to digest and promote vitality. This includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. These foods are believed to enhance clarity, energy, and overall well-being, while processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive caffeine are believed to dull the senses, create lethargy, and hinder spiritual growth. However, the yogic approach to diet is not about rigid rules or deprivation, but about listening to our bodies, understanding their unique needs, and making conscious choices that support our overall health and well-being. Beyond the physical realm, a diet of purity also involves being mindful of the information we consume, the books we read, the shows we watch, the conversations we engage in, and the media we expose ourselves to. Just as we choose foods that nourish our bodies, we're encouraged to be selective about the information we allow into our minds, opting for content that is uplifting, inspiring, and conducive to our spiritual growth. By surrounding ourselves with positivity and wisdom, we create a fertile ground for our minds to flourish and our spirits to soar. Furthermore, a diet of purity extends to the way we manage our emotions. Just as we cleanse our physical bodies of toxins, we are encouraged to process and release negative emotions like anger, resentment, and jealousy that can poison our minds and hinder our spiritual progress. This can be achieved through practices like journaling, meditation, and talking to a trusted friend or therapist. By acknowledging and processing our emotions in a healthy way, we create space for more positive emotions like love, compassion, and gratitude to emerge. Section 3. Mindful Living. Mindfulness in the context of Saucha becomes more than just a trendy buzzword. It transforms into a way of life, a lens through which we view and interact with the world around us. It's about bringing a gentle, non-judgmental awareness to each moment, noticing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without getting swept away by them. This heightened awareness allows us to make conscious choices that align with our values and support our overall well-being. It's about cultivating a deep appreciation for the present moment, finding joy in the simple things, and recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings. One of the most profound ways to cultivate Saucha through mindful living is by connecting with nature. Spending time in nature, whether it's a walk in the park, a hike in the mountains, or simply sitting under a tree, allows us to reconnect with the natural rhythms of life and experience a sense of peace and tranquility. The fresh air, the sunlight, the sounds of birdsong, all have a calming and restorative effect on our minds and bodies. Moreover, nature reminds us of the cyclical nature of life, the constant ebb and flow of creation and destruction, and the interconnectedness of all things. Mindful living also extends to our interactions with others. By practicing compassion, empathy, and understanding, we create more harmonious relationships and contribute to a more peaceful and just world. This involves listening attentively to others, seeking to understand their perspectives, and responding with kindness and respect, even in the face of disagreements. It also means being mindful of our words and actions, recognizing that even small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect, creating a more positive and compassionate world. Furthermore, mindful living encourages us to cultivate gratitude for all that we have, rather than dwelling on what we lack. By focusing on the good in our lives, the people we love, the opportunities that surround us, we shift our perspective from one of scarcity to one of abundance. This practice of gratitude has been shown to have numerous benefits for both our mental and physical health, reducing stress, boosting happiness levels, and improving overall well-being. In essence, mindful living, as an embodiment of Saucha, is about approaching life with a sense of presence, awareness, and intentionality. It's about making conscious choices that align with our values, cultivating positive emotions, connecting with nature, and appreciating the beauty and interconnectedness of all things. By embracing this way of life, we not only purify our own minds and bodies, but also contribute to a more harmonious and compassionate world for all beings. Section 1. The holistic embrace of purity. The concept of Saucha, as we have explored, extends far beyond the superficial realm of physical cleanliness, permeating every facet of our being: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It is an invitation to embark on a lifelong journey of self-discovery and purification, a continuous process of refining and aligning ourselves with our highest potential. It is a holistic embrace of purity, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of all things and the profound impact our choices have on ourselves and the world around us. By understanding and integrating the principles of Saucha into our lives, we create a ripple effect that extends outward, influencing our relationships, our communities, and the planet as a whole. As we cultivate purity in our thoughts, words, and actions, we contribute to a more harmonious and compassionate world, one that reflects the inherent purity and interconnectedness of all beings. Saucha, therefore, is not just a personal pursuit, but a collective responsibility, a shared commitment to creating a world that reflects our highest aspirations. The benefits of embracing Saucha are manifold and far-reaching. On a physical level, we experience greater health, vitality, and well-being. Our bodies become more resilient, our minds sharper, and our senses more attuned to the beauty and wonder of the world around us. On an emotional level, we cultivate greater peace, joy, and fulfillment. We learn to navigate the ups and downs of life with greater equanimity, responding to challenges with wisdom and compassion rather than reacting from a place of fear or negativity. Spiritually, Saucha paves the path towards self-realization, allowing us to connect with the divine spark that resides within each of us. As we purify our minds and hearts, we create space for greater clarity, insight, and wisdom to emerge. We begin to see beyond the illusions of the material world and recognize our true nature as interconnected beings of pure consciousness. Section 2. A journey towards enlightenment. Incorporating Saucha into our lives does not require drastic measures or a life of asceticism. It's about making small, conscious choices each day that align with the principles of purity. It's about being mindful of what we eat, how we care for our bodies, the thoughts we entertain, the words we speak, and the actions we take. It's about approaching life with a sense of reverence and gratitude, recognizing the sacredness of all beings and the interconnectedness of all things. Start by incorporating simple practices into your daily routine. Begin each day with a few moments of quiet reflection, setting an intention to live in alignment with the principles of Saucha. Pay attention to your diet, choosing fresh, whole foods that nourish your body and mind. Make time for physical activity, whether it's yoga, walking in nature, or simply stretching and moving your body with awareness. Cultivate mindfulness throughout your day, bringing your full attention to the present moment, noticing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. As you begin to embody the principles of Saucha, you'll find that it naturally extends outwards, influencing your relationships and interactions with the world. You'll become more aware of your impact on the environment, making conscious choices to reduce your footprint and live in greater harmony with nature. You'll find yourself drawn to connect with like-minded individuals, creating a supportive community that shares your values and aspirations. The journey of Saucha is not always easy. There will be times when you stumble, when old habits resurface, and when the challenges of life threaten to pull you off course. But it is in these moments, perhaps more than any other, that the principles of Saucha offer the greatest solace and support. By returning to the practices that bring us back to our center, to our breath, to our bodies, to the present moment, we reclaim our power to choose purity, to choose love, to choose a path that leads us towards greater peace, joy, and fulfillment. Remember that Saucha is not about achieving perfection, but about embracing the journey of growth and transformation. It is a lifelong practice, one that unfolds organically as we deepen our understanding and commitment to living in alignment with our highest selves. As we cultivate purity within ourselves, we become beacons of light, radiating positivity, compassion, and inspiration into the world around us. And in doing so, we contribute to the creation of a more harmonious, just, and enlightened world for all. Thank you for your time and attention. See you at the next Syntaxiss Symposium series release. Namaste.